So lads, I'm angry. And funnily enough, I have not played this game yet today. And this is the first time I've really just kind of stepped on to this game and actually had to think about everything that's happened this year with my team. This game mode does not work. And I get messages from people every single day asking me stuff like, I just went 0 for 87 from 3. Obviously a bit of an exaggeration, but I think Splash Edition, one of the best players in the world, literally went like 3 of 85 with Tyler Hero. I used Jamal Murray in a game of TTO and went 0 of 15 from 3, even though all my releases were right in the middle. What have I done wrong? And the problem is you've done nothing wrong. 2K have just made it so that those cards can't score in that game mode. And there are so many things, there are so many problems. There are so many problems, and I don't think they're going to be fixed. I actually don't think they're going to be fixed. And the reason why I don't think they're going to be fixed is 2K will only quick fix my team. We haven't got actual fixes to anything since the start of the year. The only thing that's been fixed is the difficulty in this one mode for shooting. And basically 2K decided, you know what, let's put unlimited on rookie to shut people up complaining they couldn't shoot and hope they like it. Like, no, like I don't think people would have cared that much if they put unlimited on. All they have to do is buff the button shooting a little bit from the initial one, because stick shooting was fine pre-patch. If you could use the stick pre-patch or pre-shooting nerf, you were fine. Just buff button shooting a little bit. TTO, the casual mode, the fun mode, is on the hardest sliders I've ever used. Why? It does not make sense. This game, nothing makes sense in this game. That's the only way I can describe it, is that nothing makes sense. Like, it took them long enough to change the difficulty in domination, which is great. It's great. Thank you, 2K, for at least making sure that people can play the game. If you're just new to the game, Rookie, Pro, All-Star difficulty, like, fair enough. If you're new, you'll start on Rookie, you'll probably win a few games. Actually, that's even a maybe. Because what the hell have you done with the CPU, 2K? They make everything. I am right now, in Unlimited, 81-0. I have won something like 55, 60 games in Limited. Also, while at the same time, I've been playing on a whole bunch of different accounts on my second account. I'm about 160-0. I am like 3-2 against the pro CPU. I struggle at beating the pro CPU. Like, what? I'm literally on a 160 game plus win streak. I'm struggling to beat the pro CPU because they hit every shot. They make heavies. They make step back threes at the end of the shot clock. They make every shot. Thankfully, on Rookie, Pro, and All-Star, you can score a little bit. But once that difficulty goes to Superstar, unless you have a Paul Pierce or these 95 rated cards, you're not. Did I almost use the word ain't unironically? But you're not winning that game unless you are an absolute god at the game. You really aren't. Because they will hit every shot. The CPU on any difficulty hits every shot. I just don't get it. I'm going to stop the rant for about 30 seconds and say 2K have done a few things really well. The rewards, you know what? I get it. You took out, what's his name? You took out the rewards for, can't even remember, Terrell Brandon, but at least we got Sven Nader. Season 1, you know what? Always stuff to do. Always stuff to do. I'm gone on a mini rant that one thing I don't like. One thing I really don't like is, it was the Ben Wallace thing. There should not be a reward that has in a single game, in a single unlimited game, because people keep quitting. Like, this took me about 25 games to get because people just kept quitting on me. That's literally the only reason it took me that long, is people kept quitting. And like, it's hard to get 10 blocks or 10 rebounds, 2 blocks, and people are quitting. So like, stuff like that. But that's just a minor problem. But even once you play unlimited, once you get Paul Pierce, like at least last year when you played unlimited, once you got 12-0, you could keep going for rewards. Do you know that you can only get every reward once this year? So once you get Paul Pierce, even if you get the 12-0 again, which I've done twice, I would have assumed that, you know what, I just got another Paul Pierce, and they would just give me the 3,000 MT for discarding. Nope, you get nothing. All you are doing by playing this game mode, after you get the reward, is wasting contracts and screwing over others. You are screwing over other people that are looking for the reward. That is the only thing that's happening. Like, that is literally the only thing that's happening. It's very, very annoying. It is very, very annoying. You're just screwing over others. And then, at the same time, I was gonna say, you have to play the game mode. Like, they make you play unlimited for these challenges. Like, the idols back to back. I'm trying to get steals with Paul George. That's not an easy thing to do. Get 15 threes, Porzingis. That's a little bit easier. But these are difficult things to do because you have to do it in unlimited. Like, getting 4 steals in a game with Manu isn't easy either. Like, and I'm just playing the game mode, just screwing over others. Like, I'm not gonna quit games. I'm not gonna quit at the very end of games. It's not like 12-0 for last year because the season record is the thing. Like, you don't want to screw over your season record, but at the same time, I don't really want to play this mode. And there's no rewards. So anyone who's got Pierce, all you're doing by forcing him to play for XP is they're just preventing other people from getting Pierce. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. And then shooting difficulty is a ridiculous thing. Why in TTO can you not shoot with anyone without badges? Why is a card that... You can give a card 99 3-pointer and give them no shooting badges and they will go 0 of 50 from 3. And I'm not even kidding with that. People have gone... Some of the best players in the world with Tyler Hero Silver have gone 3 of 80 trying to get that challenge. I think I went 3 of 10 and it was some sort of record. Shooting 30% from 3. Like, Tyler Hero, he's a decent shooter. He's got bronze catch and shoot and a 75-3. And people are shooting like 5% from 3 with him. And that's a good... If you're shooting 5% with 3, from 3 with Tyler Hero, you're probably pretty good with Tyler Hero. Like, it just doesn't make sense. It just does not make sense. Also, there's a bunch of other things. Like, why can't you pack coach? Or why are coaches so rare? Why are they so rare? Like, I got Mike Budenholzer in a different pack. I'm pretty sure I got Mike Budenholzer in my Pink Diamond pack. I have pulled Billy Donovan. I bought Frank Vogel. Billy Donovan is the only coach above a Sapphire that I have pulled this year. I have opened at least 200 packs. I have gotten a couple of Steve Cliffords. I don't know how many of these lower overall players I've got, but I've gotten no Sapphire coach. Literally none. Over 200 packs. No Sapphires, no Rubies, no Amethysts, no Diamonds. Or I say 1 Amethyst, no Diamonds. It doesn't make sense. Why are coaches so rare? I've opened 200 packs and I've still got less than 50% of the NBA coaches. 12 of 30 from like 200 packs. And 11 of 30 because I bought Frank Vogel myself. Then, like, even when you're searching for coaches, have you seen this? Amethyst. And you back off and it goes to gold. Like, again, this is a nitpick, but like, why? It just doesn't make sense. Why is it that it goes to gold? But then if you go to diamond, it's fine. Because they haven't only programmed so that it should be gold, silver, bronze, diamond for franchise. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Consumables. Badges don't even work. Searching for badges doesn't work. The only way you can find a badge that isn't bronze is by just searching for general badges. And look at how many of them there is. Look at how many badges there is. How the hell are you meant to know? How the hell are you meant to not overpay for a badge when you can't search for it? If you search for catch and shoot, only bronze catch and shoot comes up. How are you meant to know what price a badge goes for when you literally can't search for it? This does not make sense, 2K. There's so many things that are just wrong with this game. And the only reason I'm recording this video is I know for a fact if I gave this information to through 2K themselves without complaining publicly about it, nothing will be done. Maybe people actually complain publicly, maybe something will be done. Because you know what? The only time 2K will ever change anything is if it affects their bottom line. They felt like people were complaining a little bit about MyTEAM, so they made it unlimited. You could hit every shot. And then, obviously, I'm not going to say 2K don't care about patching Park, because they do. They evidently do. Because they ruined the shot stick. For anyone who knew how to use the shot stick, basically what happened was that we were told the shot stick is the best way to shoot. The shot stick changed where you had to aim depending on where you were on the floor. It was a quite difficult mechanic to master, but it was extremely overpowered once you mastered it. However, guys in Park that refused to learn the shot stick complained about it, and now it's a freaking Street Fighter combo. Do you guys want to know how you can hit a shot with the shot stick? This is how. pull down the right stick at a perfect rhythm. So if you go too fast or too slow, you know what it does? All that does is it means that you're going to have to move it significantly to the left or significantly to the right to get into the green window, which is really difficult to do in a quarter of a second. If there's any delay, you can't use the stick. If there's even the slightest bit of lag, you can't use the stick anymore. Also, you have to get it into the perfect green window. If you miss by 1 degree, you're probably going to airball. And while it's in that window, you're still not guaranteed to green. You have to press L2 at the apex of the jump. If this was a combo in a fighting game, it would be an auto KO. It is that difficult to green 1 jump shot. Or you can just press the button, because that's what people complain. Like, that's what people complain about. I understand people not wanting to learn the stick. I really do. And the button was a joke previously. You couldn't use the button. Like, if you shot the ball with the button, you were missing every single time. But why didn't they just boost the button? Not make the stick unusable. They barely boosted the button. So it literally means that if you're playing in TTO, which is on park sliders, you cannot shoot unless you are using the Paul Pierce of the world. Unless you're using an Allen Houston, a Larry Bird. Those guys can shoot lights out. Nobody else can. Nobody else can. Maybe a World Be Free. Like, I think I've Silver Corner Specialist, Hall of Fame Pick and Popper, Goal Catch and Shoot and Porzingis. I can't make a 3-pointer with the dude in TTO. Paul George, actually, he's got catch and shoot, so he's not too bad for hitting because his rating's okay. But like, I can't hit a shot with that. Again, if you're using any current day card, unless their name's Steph Curry, James Harden, or Klay Thompson, you can't hit a shot in TTO. And Unlimited's then on rookie, so there's no in between. If you want to play this ultra casual mode of people hitting half-court shots, you can play Unlimited, which is meant to be competitive mode. However, if you want to play an ultra sweaty cheese game mode where people just paint it all game, you can play TTO, which is meant to be the fun arcadey mode. Like, one of the biggest things with TTO is, or with it is, that park, because every player has every badge. When every player gets every badge later on in the year, these sliders are going to be fine for TTO. I will say that right now. But the problem is that this isn't the end of the year. And it's not as if people are shooting 30% from 3. People are happy shooting 30% from 3. I understand if you're shooting 25, 30% from 3 with 75 rated players. But people are shooting 3, 4% from 3. People are missing 50 shots in a row with Tyler Hero, like what's the point of this mode if you can't shoot the ball? The game has just become people paint sitting. The game mode, this is the worst game mode. This is the least fun game mode in the history of the game unless you have the right players. I don't mind it. I enjoy it because I've got a team. I got a squad that I can use. Like, obviously, I was just using these guys for video, but I use Paul Pierce, Paul George, and probably will end up using Draymond. That squad's going to win me nearly every game because all of them can kind of hit shots. And it's going to be fun for me because I know how to play the game mode. But again, I'm 81-0, and I can just about shoot 40%. And that's if I'm lucky. Like, it's harder to shoot right now with most peak players in my team than it is to shoot on league build with like a 75 rated 3. If you don't know what league build, it's a sliders past Hall of Fame. Like, it just doesn't make sense. It does not make sense. And do you know how easy this is to fix? Rather than constantly tweaking with shooting sliders, rather than constantly tweaking with a bunch of stuff, because I get it. If they buff shooting sliders in TTO, Park becomes ridiculously bad. And I get it. They've done all this to stop to improve Park. I understand that. I fully understand that the reason why no one can shoot in TTO is because they have to kind of nerf to shooting in Park because everyone has their badges and everyone's hitting crazy shots. Simple fix. Why is this on Park sliders? Why is this on Park sliders? I understand it is on Park sliders, and I understand why they haven't buffed it. Why they haven't buffed Park sliders. But why is it on Park sliders? Why? Why is it on Park sliders? And then, even worse, you go to TT Online, where you have a combination of Park sliders where you can't shoot with the AI that makes every shot. This is the worst. This is the most painful game mode in the history of 2K. This is the worst game mode in the history of 2K. I will play Pack and Playoffs in August when we had Pink Diamonds. I would play Pack and Playoffs with Emeralds 24 hours a day before I would touch this game mode again unless I'm trying to do an XP challenge. This is the worst game mode in the history of 2K. Is TT Offline. The worst game mode in the history. Because you can't score and the CPU hits every shot. Unless you happen to come up against a Mitchell Robinson, where the AI is glitched, so he shoots the ball every single time, you're gonna have a bad time. And even when you're winning, it's not gonna be fun. It's gonna be the least enjoyable experience you will ever have. And not only that, now we're on to just more ridiculous things. Just some more absolutely ridiculous things. One thing I don't get. Why is every good card in this game either a point card or a center? Actually, no. Power forward is a few of them. That's nitpicking. That's nitpicking. But we just have no good 2 guards. Like, we've Alan Houston, Doug Christie, and Mitch Richmond. That's it. And they're like 60k. Like, just give us a 2-guard 2k. Come on, give us a 2-guard. But yeah, to be fair, that wasn't nitpicking. But there are definite problems with this game mode. And I will say that right now, there are huge problems. Like, one, why is the Klay Thompson glitch a thing? Why does Klay Thompson match up the centers? It's been 2 years. It has been 2 years. Like, this is not a new thing. It happened in 2K20. Why, 2 years later, has Klay Thompson only been able to guard centers? And I get it, you can manipulate the matchups so that you can make him guard a 2-guard. That works until a timeout's called, you sub him off the floor, and he steps back on the floor, and he's guarding the center again. Like, he legitimately guards the other team's center. And I don't know if there's another player that has the Klay Thompson glitch, but it's been 2 years. This isn't a new thing. It's been 2 years, and Klay Thompson is still glitched to guard centers. Like, Klay Thompson would be my 2-guard. I'm telling you that right now, Klay Thompson would 1,000,000% be my 2-guard if I didn't have to worry about him guarding another team's center. It's just... oh, I just don't get it. I just do not get it. But, sure, look, it's something to laugh about. But, like, yeah, Klay Thompson. I love playing against Klay because you know that eventually he's just going to start guarding his center and it's guaranteed 2 points. And, man, it's just so many glitches. Like, even in stuff like settings. Why can you not turn off adaptive coaching engine by default? Like, I just haven't touched it. Because it doesn't matter what you do here, it will always switch to offense and defense when you start a game. So unless you don't manually turn it off, it's gonna be on. And you might think, oh, adaptive coaching engine is not the biggest deal. Look what it does. Determine if you would like to game plan on your own or let the computer do it for you. You cannot turn it off by default. You literally have to go into your settings and turn it off every single game. So what happens when new players are trying to run a zone and suddenly their team's in man? Or they're in a full court press and they go on a bit of a run and their team's suddenly out of the full court press. They don't know what's going on. It's this one setting here. Why is that turned... like, it should be at the very start of the game when you're talking about like stick aiming and stuff. Why isn't this involved in that? Why isn't it saying, do you want this turned on or off as you're going into the game mode? Why isn't it like on FIFA where you have to set all your settings, like what difficulty you want to play on, what controller style you want? Why isn't it like FIFA that when you boot up the game you can have all these choices and it stays? Why is that not the case? There is another ridiculous thing that won't change, and it's this. So I was really confused about why my players had a mind of their own when it came to pick and rolls. So basically, if I called for a pick and roll, they automatically would fade. I thought it was a glitch that the pick and roll didn't work because I was using Myers Leonard. The problem wasn't that it was a glitch. The problem is that Myers Leonard's tendency is to pick and pop. So he couldn't pick and roll. And then there are other guys who their tendencies are to pick and roll and they can't pick and pop. And the reason is that this is set to auto by default. Why is it determined if AI will select to auto roll or auto fade? Why is that turned to auto by default? That does not make sense. Nothing in this game makes sense. Why is that turned off by default? Because when you call for a screen, you can still switch to... you can still basically ask it to roll or fade. And you can still slip screens, obviously. You can make it basically be a roll or a fade, even if this is auto. And that means no matter what you click, it doesn't matter because it'll just do what the player's tendencies are. At least if it's auto, why is the icon come up whether you choose whether you want to roll or fade? Because it doesn't do anything. And even still with this on manual, it is very difficult to make someone run the roll and pick and roll. Unless you connect hard. Like, I'm not even kidding. Unless you connect hard with the screen, they're not going to roll. They will literally do something in between roll and pop and just get in the way. And again, it just causes so much wrong spacing. And then don't even get me started on the spacing, like. And then the pick and pops even. If you call for pick and pop, even if you connect, and if you connect on the screen, it's 50-50 to being illegal anyway. So even if you connect, they will pop. And if you don't give them the ball within not within 5 seconds, within a second and a half, they literally just, not even dart towards the basket. Because if they dive towards the basket, you might get something out of it. They drift to nowhere. They just start drifting in, clogging up the lane. Like, the spacing does not work. Like, it just straight up does not work. Like, I just don't even know at this stage. I just don't even know. And then, if you guys want to talk about spacing, man, if you guys want to talk about spacing, I can go on for another 3 hours about that one aspect of the game mode. I can go on for hours and hours and hours about spacing. But we don't have too long for this video. I just don't get it. I just do not get it. I just think the game mode is in a really bad state right now. And I'm not the only one who thinks that. Like, there are an awful lot of people that they just know how bad a state that this game mode is in right now. And man, like, I just can't really, I just don't know how much longer I can just kind of play this game silently. Because the AI doesn't do any, it runs in. The AI just runs in. If you're on one side of the floor, the opposite side of the floor just darts into the key. You can't get 5 out half the time. This game mode is about glitching the AI more than it is about skill. I don't understand why. It's more about glitching the AI. If you call 5 out, the 2 corner defenders sprint in under the basket and you have a wide open 3-point shot every time. There's nothing you can do. Defensive settings don't work. You can make it deny. You can make it so that they deny ball. But all you have to do on offense is run to a certain spot on the floor. And it glitches the AI so their settings don't work. The thing is, I don't think any of this gets fixed. And I think this is just a bad game. I just really hope none of this happens on next gen. I really hope it doesn't, because nobody, and I mean nobody, likes this game. Actually no, Park guys like the game. Park guys like the game. But all 2K are doing with everything is the only fixes they care about are Park fixes. And this game mode's broken. 5v5 2K is broken. And it's not like this isn't one of their biggest money makers. But they know that early on in the year, no one's putting money into MyTEAM, so they don't care about fixing it. I can guarantee you they'll fix all these things later on in the year. Actually, no, I can't guarantee that. I can guarantee they'll try to fix some things. But everything they do to MyTEAM is a quick fix. Everything they do in this game is a quick fix. Heck, they didn't even take tweening out of the game. You can still dribble glitch holding L2 with one single tween. They just stopped you from dribbling through your legs twice in a row, which doesn't make sense. They took out a basketball mechanic because they couldn't figure out how to fix a glitch. They quick fixed Unlimited. They tried to quick fix Park multiple times. They just ruined the stick. Like, I know this is just a rant. This is near a 25-minute rant, but man, I just don't know how much. I'm still gonna play the game mode. I just can't just sit here and play this mode and pretend that this mode is functional, because it's not functional. You know what? Everything on paper is great, and a huge shout out to the guys on the MyTEAM team that designed the mode. A huge shout out to the guys who brought in the seasons concept. A huge shout out to the guys who actually made the ball drop faster. And TTO, you know what? In terms of some of the rewards, I've gotten significantly better rewards this year than last year. Huge shout out to the people that put in the new challenges, who are putting in the new challenges every week. How they didn't start off this year with no rebounders in freestyle. We have to take that into account. How limited, even though it is based on luck, is a great idea for a mode. There is a lot of great things about this game mode. The problem is that there are so many glitches that just, I don't know if they can be fixed or they won't be fixed. And like, the funny thing is that 2K have gone out of their way to ban anyone that promotes MT at this stage. Like, they will, I'm pretty sure they're going to ban Hammer very, very quickly, people buying MT, which in reality they should, because it is 100% against TOS. And if you are breaking TOS, you probably, well, not that you probably should be banned. Like, if you're breaking terms of service, you can't have any complaints, but they're so quick on banning people that break TOS, but yet they haven't been half as quick to fix their game, which is a broken mess right now. So anyway, yeah, that is the video. Not one I really wanted to make, but you know what? I think that this next 6 weeks is going to be rough. I don't think we see much. I really don't think we see much improvement over the next 6 weeks, especially to my team. However, I really do hope the next gen is that little bit better. And I do have hope for next gen because the real dev team did not make this game. And the real dev team's on next gen. So anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.